What's up? This is Autark here. So Rouvy just released a brand new route creator tool that lets you build your own custom routes, and honestly, I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did. So the concept is pretty simple. You record your ride with a GoPro and import the footage into Rouvy's route creator tool, and boom, you've got yourself your own route that you can ride indoors on your smart trainer. But there is a lot more to it than just that. A lot of fun stuff actually, and that's what I'm going to walk you through in this video. So let's dive in. Okay, so the first step in this whole process is recording your route, and it has to include GPS data. Right now, Rouvy only supports GoPro, so if you've got one, you are good to go. And a few things to keep in mind before you start recording your video. Even though you can use a bike, I found using a car is honestly much better and just way more efficient. You will get the job done a lot faster, and I mounted my GoPro on the hood of my car using a GoPro suction cup mount, and the higher the camera angle, the better the view, and I'll drop a link to that suction cup that I use in the description below if you are interested in getting one. And I'll also put my GoPro settings on the screen for you, but here's what you need to know. GPS, of course, needs to be turned on, record in 2K or 4K at 60 frames per second, and use linear plus horizon lock mode, and avoid using super view or hyper view. And stabilization should be turned on, and the max recording time that Rouvy supports right now is 1 hour, and the minimum route length is 4 kilometers. And of course, no off-road stuff. Your route has to be on roads that appear on Google Maps, and no handlebar. So if you're using your bike, try to avoid recording your handlebar, or if you're using the car, you do not want to have the hood in the shot. So basically nothing in the view of the camera. You also want to keep a decent distance between you and any car in front of you, and try to pick a time with low traffic so you're not stopping and going. So that should get you a decent recording. And once your route is recorded, move the recording file over to your laptop. Now it's time to import it into the Rouvy Route Creator tool. Open up the Route Creator tool, which is available to download, and it is in beta right now, but it is available for Windows and Mac OS. And click on Create New Project, then import your GoPro video. And you should now see your footage with a timeline down at the bottom. You can set your start and end point using the flag markers here. So for example, we'll drop the start here and the end right about here. The tool will automatically detect any issues with your footage and flag them. So for example, if you were stopped because of traffic light or stop sign, it will flag that section for you, and you can cut those out using the cutout tool. Once your video is cleaned up, just hit continue to upload it to Rouvy. It took a few days for my route to process, but Rouvy says that they are working on speeding that up and hopefully down to about a day or so. So once your route is created, you should get a confirmation email, and this is where the fun begins. So go back to the Rouvy Route Creator tool, and you should see a ready to open status next to your route. Open it, and now you will see all the available modules listed on the left menu. So let's go through each one. The start and finish, this is obvious. This is where you can adjust the start and end point of your route if you want to adjust that. You can modify them if needed, or just leave them as is. I'm going to leave mine alone since I already did that before uploading the route to Rouvy. The next module is splits. So this one lets you set split points throughout your ride. So every kilometer, 5 kilometers, or whatever you want. And right now it only supports the metric system. So I'm going to set my splits every 1 kilometer here. So here's the first split at 1 kilometer. So the one thing that you will notice here is next to the play button, there is a 1 button to move forward 1 meter and a 10 button to move forward 10 meters. So you can be very precise here, which is cool. So here's the 2 kilometer. And here's a 5 kilometer. So pretty simple and straightforward. Now the lane definition module, this lets you define the width of your cycling lane. You can adjust it using the lane definition slider or by moving these white ball looking markers on the screen. You can also switch to left-hand traffic if you are in a country where driving is on the left side of the road. And I'm going to widen the road here a bit, and you can adjust the lane width as you go. So for example, you can widen it when you hit the main roads and narrow it down for tight sections and things like that. And just click to create a new lane definition section, and each section will show up on your video timeline like you see here. You can see the initial lane definition at the start and another one here where I hit the main road. So pretty cool stuff. Okay, let's talk about the route models, and this is honestly my favorite. This is where you get to accessorize your route and just go absolutely nuts. There is a gallery full of 3D models you can add, and let's go back to the start of my route here and add a Rouvy banner. And let's add a Rouvy flyer here. How about an inflatable water bottle? I'm also going to add some traffic cones here near the parked cars on the left side of the road to block them off. You can't have people leaving or pulling in while we are riding, right? Now, let's bring in some crowd, of course. Put some crowd here and there, and maybe one more here. You can even add sounds. I'm going to drop in some crowd noise. So let's move forward a little bit. And here's a good spot for a road barrier, so to prevent cars from coming in and ruining our ride. And of course, more people. You can also add motivational signs if you want, or paint on the road, like a straight arrow here, or push harder sign, or maybe you can even add an Easter bunny if you want, because why not? You can really go wild with this stuff, guys. There are so many fun things to add to make your route your own. Okay, now let's talk about something really cool, the lighting module. Here you can adjust the lighting intensity, your rider's shadow, shadow strength, and even the color temperature of the light. You can tweak the direction of the shadows and even create different lighting scenarios throughout the ride. So if you want it brighter in one stretch and moodier in another, you can do that. It's actually super fun to play with. The visibility module. This controls how far ahead you can see other riders and how many riders appear on the screen. So pretty simple, but a nice touch for customizing your riding experience. The height profile, this is where you can tweak the elevation profile of your route and also compare it to Google Maps. Just toggle that Google Map, which called only map option, in the display setting, and now you can see the difference in elevation profile recorded in your GoPro versus Google Maps. You can even zoom in into some sections to see how it compares to Google Maps. You can even smooth out some section to if you want to make it closer to Google Maps, but mine honestly look pretty good already, so I am not going to touch it. Now for the final step, the summary section, this is where you can give your route a name, give it a description, and upload a thumbnail image. And on the right side, you will see a preview along with a checklist, and everything has to be marked with OK before you can submit it. If something is missing or something is wrong, you will need to go back and fix it, and you will see like a cross sign next to it. Now you can also click try and write to preview the whole thing in the actual Rouvy app before you send it up to Rouvy. And that's what I'm going to do here. So let's give it a try. So it loads up in the Rouvy app, and boom, there we are. This is my route. You can hear the crowd noise that I added. You can see the banners, the people. The inflatable water bottle. And here come the road barrier that I added. Oh, and here's the Easter bunny. So this is really cool. I know this road in real life. I ride it all the time. So seeing it come to life indoors like this is honestly just surreal. So once you submit your final design route to Rouvy, it took me about 5 minutes or so for mine to process. And after that, you'll find it in the Rouvy app under routes, my collection, and created routes. So I'm going to be honest with you guys here. I do not get impressed easily by new cycling tech, but what Rouvy has built here is really impressive. The app is super easy to use. The customization options are endless. And yeah, I would like to see an Imperial option for splits, but that's a minor thing that they can easily add. And even though this is still in beta, the software worked flawlessly for me. I had no crashes or issues whatsoever. And honestly, the hardest part of the whole process was just recording the video, transferring the file from my GoPro to my PC, and processing the initial footage and just waiting for it. And this tool is useful for someone who wants to recreate their own favorite route or race, or just a favorite location that they like to travel to or ride. And you will find the experience to be a lot more immersive than just using a GPS file and looking at a map, or using your Garmin Edge device to re-ride a route or your Wahoo Element by computer. So honestly, Rouvy nailed it with this one. So well done, Rouvy. Well done. If you end up building your own route, let me know how it turned out for you, or better yet, drop a link in the comment. I would love to check it out. There you have it, folks. If you find this video helpful, hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. And if you're still watching and have not subscribed yet, well, you know what to do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.